Blog Talk Radio.
What is going on, world? This is the young man Nuke, and you're listening to FRESHH Radio, where I bring you family, revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip-hop all in one show. And this afternoon, I have the incomparable Mr. Emmanuel Osorio, and he's here to spread his vision with us in filmmaking, and also share with us his release that he just did. Blase, LA, man. Emmanuel, you there?
Yes. How's it going, Nuke?
Man, I'm all right, bro, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine here in LA.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, you out there in L.A., man, sunny L.A., man. What part of L.A. are you in? They just had an earthquake there. Y'all been earthquaked out the last couple of days, man. How are you out there in L.A.?
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Right now I'm just here chilling at Mickey D's, enjoying some coffee. But it's been crazy. These earthquakes have everyone shook, and just safety hazards most of all.
Okay. Well, man, I'm glad that everything's good with you, and you're able to chill in Mickey D. So if anything starts shaking, man, let me know, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Now, it's so awesome. I don't really want to jump and hit my audience in the face too much with why this interview is awesome, but I do want them to know why you are awesome. And with that being the case, sir, you're in the filmmaking, man, you're in the music, man. Just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your passion in this world.
Yes, so my name is Emmanuel Osorio. I go by Emmanuel the Director, and I'm 19 years old, and I'm Latin. I live here in Los Angeles, California. And right now I'm directing my first feature film as my debut called Blase LA. And, this film is very important to me, and it's very important to Los Angeles, and most crucially to all the communities and everything that LA really is and what it's about, because there are a lot of people that haven't been to LA, and they kind of get a notion for it, but they don't really understand what LA is about. And so, given that I have my opportunity as a director to showcase just the Blase lifestyle and the culture and the communities that make up Los Angeles, right now is my time, and it's very important for everybody listening that, just want to say that the future is here, and 2020 is right around the corner.
Dude, man, you said a mouthful, man. I gotta pick and choose a couple things from that. One, dude, you're 19 years old and you just released a film, man. That's awesome, dude. What made you? What drove you to that point in your life to where you wanted to produce this work of art?
Yeah. So right now, Blase LA is in pre-production, so the film's not done. We're starting to finalize and get film locations done. Soundtracks ready. Actors and things like that. Casting and stuff. But, as far as the film goes, like I said, we're in pre-production. So if anybody's out there in LA, or even if you're not in LA, because I want to touch base upon music, because LA music and what that vibe is and what it used to be is very different, and it's very much so morphed and I want to say switched up a little bit. And you have just for example, hip hop and rap alone is basically like 90% of Los Angeles, if you really think about it. And
right.
There's a lot of rappers that aren't even from LA, and it's no diss to them, but they come out here and their music blows up, and it's tight. It's cool. It makes a new wave for the young gen to, be artistic and express their emotions through music and through these beats and through these melodies that other rappers and musicians bring upon to LA, and they ultimately bring a new wave, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Definitely dig it. You know what? I'll tell you this, man. I'm a recording artist myself, man. About 15, 20 years been recording, but like seriously, I a little bit better over a decade, closing on maybe 15 years of being serious in the industry. And bro, I've been to LA. I love LA. LA is there's no other place. I haven't been to Miami yet, but and I haven't been to New York City, but I've been damn near everywhere else. And man, there was no other place in America like LA. I promise you that. I was in a mansion right off of Venice Beach, right off of Venice Ave. I was like 10 minutes away from Venice Beach, and man, I caught the bus. I know it might not sound all that glamorous, but dude, I caught the bus in LA, you dig? And I got lost and bought some weed and shit. It was crazy, and that was, dude, I love LA. So like this Blase LA movie, it seems like it's going to give, I won't say someone like me, because honestly, I'm infatuated with the West Coast. I always have been. But someone who is on the outside looking in to this LA lifestyle, this Blase LA project that you're working on, it would give them the opportunity to see the different facets and experience it from what type of point of view are you going for? I guess that's where I'm leaning towards.
Could you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yeah, what type of point of view are you going to portray LA in this Blase LA movie?
That's a great question. That's literally the epitome of this film, is the perspective and the way it's being portrayed. I want to give ultimately an inside look into this Blase LA lifestyle and this selfie-obsessed culture that we're in. I want to really show the true side of LA because, lately, and it's not to be condescending or demeaning in any way towards any other films, but based upon LA, me being an LA native and given the blissful opportunity to grow up in this city and in these streets, I've gotten to see the real inside scoop and how people are and the way people carry themselves and how they maneuver about the city. And, I've seen other people's films, other directors, and like I said, not to shun anyone, but, they just don't portray LA how LA really is. And so, I want to bring forth light this creative space and this raw, true, authentic city of people and city of angels to the big screen and really showcase what it's all about here.
Awesome. That is awesome, man. Like I'm glad that you want to bring a fresh take on what we see. Because, man, I stayed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for a little bit, so that's East Coast, as about as East Coast as I'm going to get. And, people in that region, they have this perception of people from California. I'm not going to say L.A., I'm not going to say Sacramento, the Bay, whatever. I'm going to say California in general. And,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, so when I stepped foot there, not saying that I had that perspective too, like I said, I've been infatuated. Man, Tupac, that's like, he made me scream West Side and twist up my fingers. And then NWA, dude, I'm hip hop. I'm a hip hop baby all day. So and anything West Coast is what I'm all about. From Ice-T to DJ Quick, Sugar Free, all that shit. I'm anywhere, everywhere. But to jump back on point. People from the East Coast, they tend to look at people from the West Coast or California in this uppity type way, and I will say this. My experience is this. everyone in California or in LA are just misunderstood because they are moving at such an advanced rate that the other people in the country just really don't comprehend it. You know, I was trying to pass out CDs back when in Pittsburgh, people having CDs with covers on them was a big thing. So I had made sure I had covers and business cards and all of the type of extra stuff. I got to LA and tried to start handing people CDs, and they didn't even have CD players in their vehicles. So I was like, wow.
You know, that's something big. I like how you touched base upon Tupac and Ice-T and NWA and these other rappers because, you know, right now we're here live on the radio, and I bet you 100% that there's at least a good handful of people listening that don't even know who those legends are, if I do say so myself.
Right. Yeah.
And like I said, LA has been morphed and has been shape-shifting for a minute now, and I mean, I that's really what LA is all about. You know, it's about staying on top of the game and you know, seeing what's popping, what's not. You know, sticking with what's true and you know, cutting out the things that you know don't make sense anymore. But yeah, there's a lot of and like I said, we're in pre-production. So if there's anybody out there listening that wants to hop on the bandwagon and just wants to ultimately create art and showcase Los Angeles for what it really is with music or with acting or with fashion or with anything really, architecture, just let me know. But touching base upon, like you said, everything is sort of kites and clouds over here. You know, for the most part, I want to say it is. But then again, you know, there's always something. There's always a scandal. There's always the next big thing, or you know, someone just dropped a single, or things of that nature. You know, a lot of industry stuff and entertainment and fame. Like you said, from you know, I haven't been to the East Coast, so I don't know what the East Coast perception of the West Coast is. But I can get an idea for myself. I can get a feel for it, and you know, LA is just the entertainment industry and fame capital of it all. And this is where it all starts. So, you know, with Blase LA, people are, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but people are super blasé to the fact that they live in LA. And there's a lot of people that miss opportunities that people, let's say, in the East Coast would die for, you know? Like, and then there's certain people that get put in positions that either, one, they don't deserve, or two, they're just not ready and fully mentally prepared for their position and status. And it just goes back to who's directing and who's leading, because ultimately, you know, everybody in LA has a vision and where they see themselves in the future. And I think part of LA's success is because of that. You know, everybody tries to stay on top of the game and look forward, you know, because that's where we always strive to go for, is forward.
I'll tell you like this, man. When I was in LA, I was there for like 5 or 7 days. I was at the taxi convention, and I stayed in the mansion with about 7 other people, and everybody in there was trying to get it. For one reason or another, they were splitting the rent 7 ways. And, you know, I'm saying it was a mansion, but it was like, you know, it was cool. It was decent, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, I was still sleeping on the couch. I ain't had my own room. So, but,
no,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
The lifestyle of each individual was so different. But like you said, they, at the end of the day, whenever they had the time to, they'd all come together and they'd figure out how to plan the next moment moving forward. And that's one thing I like to take away from my time in LA. I always like to plan for the next day, you know. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about you as a director, man. What got you into filmmaking, and who are your inspirations? And, you know, where did you see yourself let's just say in the next 5 years. Let's keep it that way.
Okay, sweet. So growing up, as a child, I started off doing photography with just, a disposable camera, like a little click, and then just toss it out.
Okay.
I photographed everything from, like, people kicking a soccer ball to, like, trees and landscapes, or just even, like, a trophy that was sitting on the shelf. It wasn't until I got to, I want to say, elementary school, like first grade or so. I was about 6 years old, and I would beg my mom to take me to casting auditions and just to see if I could get a role somewhere, because I really loved acting. And but she always said no. So, growing up, I always had that, like sort of, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but I sort of had that, like, Leonardo DiCaprio mindset of, just like full frame on acting and, just in the zone. But, given, my mom, she just said no, and that was it. So I started to look for other outlets of creativity, aside from photography and art, and acting and stuff, doing sports and whatnot. And it wasn't until I started to see, I started to think about the films that I had seen when I was a child and growing up, here in LA, and seeing what people are into and what they're not. I was in college, and I decided to come back to LA because college was cool, and I enjoyed every single minute of it. But I know that I'm ready for bigger things. Throughout high school, I directed several. I was fortunate enough to star in plays and direct several plays, and as well as coaching some of my peers and stuff. Because LA,
so you basically been doing it your whole life.
Yeah, and in LA, we always try to help each other out. Given that it is a very competitive and a very cutthroat city, we're all in the same boat here, and we all understand what we need to do and how we need to push ourselves, to get to that next point, that next checkpoint. But I've basically been doing this my whole life, and subconsciously, it's all taught me film. It's all pretty much prepared me for this moment in my life. And once I sparked the idea in my head, I was like, all right, like, I got this. Let's go and let's do this.
That's what's up. So who would you think your inspirations would be in the industry, as far as filmmakers
in the industry,
like other directors?
First, well, me being a Latin filmmaker and being of Hispanic descendants, I want to say off the top of my head, Robert Rodriguez and Guillermo del Toro, just because Spy Kids was a very big hit, and Shark Boy and Lava Girl, that was big when I was growing up here in LA, especially with my friends and family, and also Quentin Tarantino as well. Right now he's coming out with a big film, and that's also a very, very huge inspiration to Blase LA, especially with the perspective that I have. I feel like Quentin Tarantino's films have showcased the blueprint for my mindset, and I feel like ultimately this film is very self-driven, and it's very much so in the core rawness of its aesthetic.
That's what's up. Those are man, those are well, I won't say well-rounded, but those are the dichotomy of those inspirations. And you put them together. That's just like saying in music. It's like, my inspiration is Tupac and Metallica. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting to know that with your work, you would be taken from both of those and infusing into your own concept and idea. So that's awesome. I like that. I do want to talk a little bit more about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but you brought up music, and that's that's a very big key in filmmaking. You know, when people think filmmaking, they think just camera, action, lights, go, But no, filmmaking is much more than that. Filmmaking is also music. Filmmaking is also fashion. It's wardrobe. Actors need to wear their wardrobe to be in character. It's not only that. It's also beauty and aesthetic. I don't know if you guys have seen out in the East Coast, but here in the West Coast, they're really big on like makeup tutorials and like just the beauty industry. And it's also that, it's also through the way you carry yourself and the lifestyle you live, what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even for a snack. If you're posting on Instagram, what Starbucks drink you had. Or down to the cars, the cars are a very big thing. How, what whip you're driving pretty much defines you as a person in LA. And, I just really want to show people that with directing, through a director's point of view, you got to see yourself as a leader and as a sort of like a coach to people, because you have your players ready to go. They're like, put me in, coach. And you got to mic them up, wardrobe them up, basically get them into character. And I really want to showcase that in LA here, and as a director especially.
Man, that's awesome, man. Man, I really enjoyed talking to you, man. We're about to close out in a little bit, but I want to ask you one more question about this film. I know, right? Blase LA. I got to ask you one more question. When can we expect to see Blase LA?
Yeah, so the goal with Blase LA is to ultimately showcase it at the Cannes Film Festival. That's hosted in Cannes. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful place. And I wish I wish LA was like that, but no, that's why Cannes is Cannes for a reason. But yeah, ultimately with this film is to showcase it at the Cannes Film Festival and for 2020. So around this time in the summer, it should be popping. So that way everybody can have something to look forward next summer.
Man, that's awesome. So we're going to learn a little bit more of the Blase LA next summer, 2020. And, man, hopefully we'll also learn a little bit more about you, sir, Mr. Emmanuel, because, dude, man, the big major thing is, man, you're 19 years old, man. We got 30, 40 more years of movies, like that's the whole ideal and concept. And I like the fact that drive and passion is, man, you already got it. I'm not going to say it reminds me of myself, but damn, man, just reflecting back when I was like 19 years old, dude, I had songs on the radio and I was traveling and X, Y, Z. But, the difference is that at 19 years old, this is all on you. You're doing all this. I had other people, man, signing labels and all that. That's whatever. But dude, man, I can't wait. Man, Emmanuel, tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Absolutely. You guys can feel free to follow me on my social medias. Instagram and Snapchat are at Emmanuel the Director, no spaces. Emmanuel spelled Emmanuel, and the Director. And I also want to touch base upon the creations that I'm making and the things that are brewing up and stirring here in LA. Because like you said, I'm 19 years old, and this is my first feature film. This is my debut, but me being a visionary and an artist of a certain caliber, I don't want to just stick to filmmaking. Filmmaking is my passion, and it's it's my tried and true. But it's not just about, like I said, it's not just about filmmaking. Also, I'm an actor as well, and I want to focus more so on music as well as fashion, because those are key elements that I was raised with, and that's something that I found out on my own and that I grew up loving, because, you know, I don't have any older siblings that put me onto stuff when I was younger, so I had to discover everything on my own. And, you know, I got to see everything with a fresh perspective without anybody pushing something on me or telling me, like, yo, this is fire, this is not fire. So I really got to establish my sense of taste for my own. And, you know, with Blase LA, I really want to showcase that, you know, I'm really into music and fashion and photography and art in general, period. So, yeah, that's ultimately what we got going on for the future, just a lot of brand dealing and getting everything solidified.
Right. Awesome. You know, I love music. I mean, I can't express to you how much I love music. You know what I mean? And truth be told, film isn't one of my forays. It just isn't one. I just don't really too much like movies. You know, it took me. I haven't even. I'm about to hurt a lot of my fans' feelings out there. I have never ever seen Avengers: Age of Ultron and any of the Avengers after that. So there it is. I could care less about Game of Thrones. You know, there it is. I tend to say and keep that stuff off of social media because, dude, I can get lynched. But I can appreciate good art, you know. And at the end of the day, that's what filmmaking is. It's art. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just think it's some type of form of entertainment. So, you know, man, Emmanuel, I appreciate you coming to us and explaining to the world about what your art is and your perspective and how you plan on giving us that perspective in this movie thing that we call
absolutely.
Film. So, yeah, man, I thank you so very much for that. And, man, everybody out there listening, man, you better take time and tune in. There you go. Take time and tune in to my man Emmanuel. And follow him on all of those social media platforms. Emmanuel, the director. You dig? No space, no nothing like that. Follow on all that. And be sure to check out that Blase LA sometime in the summer 2020. And I'm pretty sure, man, if you stay tuned on the social medias, he'll let you know when. and casting call. Holler at him. Is there any particular email that they would need to send to get involved in this casting call, or to send you some music or headshots or, you know, or things of that nature?
Oh, definitely. You know, right now I don't have email just for that, but anybody can feel free to DM me on my Instagram. Again, my Instagram is at Emmanuel the Director. I check my DMs daily. So, yeah, if anybody wants to DM me, you know, drop some beats or drop some wardrobe, some fashion or some art, period, something LA related. Yeah, absolutely. You know, anything goes.
Awesome, man. You heard it from the man himself, man. And this is the young man, Nuke, signing off. Y'all have a nice evening. Enjoy your families and peace.
Thank you so much, Nick, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, not a problem, bro. Not a problem.